Hello, my name is Ali and welcome to my channel. We are back with Hakuoki Kyotoin's Sanan's route. Let's go.
First, we'll invite Ito to Kondo's second home. I'll be there too. Once he's dead, we can use Ito's corpse to lure the rest of the guard and kill them. Nagakira, Harada, I'm assigning you and your divisions to this. Take care of it.
Hey, Hijikata, who do you want me to kill?
No one. You're staying here in bed. You've still got that cough, don't you? You're sick. Saito will be here for a few days, so you'll have someone to play with.
So you're telling me that you won't let me participate in the assassination of the person who was trying to kill Kondo? You're a real bastard, Hijikata.
It all seemed very calculated for murder. I hadn't realized I'd been sitting still in shock until I felt a gentle tap on my shoulder. Saito?
This will be the end of the Guardians of the Imperial Tomb. If we are going to return Heisuke to the fold, it must be now or never.
He was right. If they meant to kill the guard, that included Heisuke. I couldn't keep sitting still, so I ran over to Hijikata. Hijikata?
What?
What are you going to do with Heisuke? He's part of the guard now.
Isn't that obvious? We'll save him, of course.
Nagakira said it as if it was obvious, but got cut off.
No. He fights us, he dies.
What? My mind went blank. I couldn't contain my heart from how fast it beat. No, you can't mean that. My voice started to shake. You're lying, right? I mean, you've known Heisuke for a long time. He's your friend. Hijikata stood up as if he wanted to push me away. And he left the common room. You're actually going to order them to kill Heisuke? So just because he left Shinsengumi, are you saying you no longer care if he dies or not?
Of course we care.
I know that deep down Toshi wants to save him too.
There's no way he could live with giving the command to kill a comrade who was a part of our family for years.
Kondo appeared to be gripping his fist so tightly that it almost looked like he was bleeding. That alone said it all. I realized in that moment how much Kondo was suffering, how much each one of them was suffering, even Hijikata. I'm sorry for saying that.
No need to apologize. It's expected. It makes me happy, quite honestly. I'm glad people care for Heisuke.
Kondo let out a slow breath, then looked up at me and smiled. He turned to Nagakira and Harada and spoke in a low voice.
I'm asking you this not as your chief, but as Isami Kondo. Let Heisuke live, and, if you can, try to convince him to come back.
Got it.
His life is in our hands, huh? That is a lot of responsibility.
What I should do? What could I do?
I trust everything's clear.
If you have questions, now is the time.
Wait. Kondo turned around and looked very surprised. Yeah, that is kind of a creepy surprised face. I haven't been given any orders. I would like to help.
This is a dirty job.
This is nothing like the Ikeda Inn or Hamagiri Rebellion. You really shouldn't be involved.
It was true. This wasn't a patrol or even a guarding mission. This was the assassination of a former comrade and an attack on men who split from the Shinsengumi. I still wanted to help. Still, I wanted to do what I could. It might be my last chance to see Heisuke. Please, let me go. I won't get in the way.
This isn't like anything you've done before. You understand that, right?
We're killing someone who used to be one of us. Much as we don't want to, we might even have to kill Heisuke.
I know. It's not something to be taken lightly. I knew that the Shinsengumi had carried out these sorts of black operations before. There was no way I could have stayed with them as long as I had and not known, but I couldn't just let them shoulder all the responsibility. I was done looking away until the deed was done. No more. Perhaps it's presumptuous of me to say so, but I consider myself a member of the Shinsengumi. And because we're going through this, I want to help everybody.
Then you're determined to do this, I see.
His face had lost its usual warmth. It wasn't anger or cruelty that it showed now, but the gravity of a general addressing his men.
Tell me then, how do you intend to help?
I think we're going to say I'll do anything, but let me make sure. Yeah. I had already decided I would do anything. I'll do anything.
I am unsure of what I can ask of you, though.
And then we just go away. That day, Kondo asked me to visit Dr. Matsumoto. Kondo had told me that I could return at whatever hour I wanted, so I took my time getting there, but I had a suspicion that this was their method of watching out for me to avoid my involvement with the assassination, if at all possible. The person who I had accompany me was... I apologize, Yamazaki. I'm sorry that you have to come with me to the doctor's shop.
Please do not worry. I understand why the chief asked this of me.
No, it's not about that. I just think that if you weren't here, you'd be off doing something way more important.
Pay no mind to things like that. Their missions should be going well, regardless of whether I am with them or not.
I see. When Yamazaki and I returned to the compounds, we heard many different voices chatting inside. I wonder what's going on.
It seems like everyone has returned.
Inside, there was a large commotion going on, and then we heard a familiar voice call out to us.
Chizuru, Yamazaki, is anyone around?
I'll be right there. The tone of Nagakura's voice was alarmed, and it gave me a bad feeling. As I stepped into the dojo, which seemed to be the heart of the commotion, I was dumbfounded. Heisuke! Heisuke was sprawled along the floor, covered in his own blood.
What happened, Nagakura?
They got to him. Just take a look at Heisuke now.
His wounds are too severe. There's nothing I can do here. He needs to see Dr. Matsumoto immediately.
Time is not a luxury we can afford right now. Carry Toto to the back of the compounds.
Wait. What do you mean the back? If the doctor is going to treat him, it should be right here.
Follow with what I am saying. Toto will be dead before we bring him to Dr. Matsumoto's. Is this what you want, Nagakura?
Of course not. But what are you going to do to him in the back?
I, too, have no intention of letting him die.
Sanan, don't tell me you're going to make him drink the water of life.
That decision is not mine to make. I'm going to leave it for Toto to decide.
Fuck that. What are you, a demon?
By this point, Nagakura was screaming furiously at Sanan, going so far as to point his sword at him.
I am no demon, but I am a fury. If you aim to kill me, be sure to go for my heart, or behead me.
You guys, now is not the time for this. Toto will die at this rate.
I know that.
Then, I am going to be the one to make the final call. Is that clear?
Nagakura sheathed his sword, as if silently resigning to Sanan's suggestion.
Damn it.
Nagakura left us with this last outburst, and he stormed off. Watching that, what are we going to say? Remained here with Heisuke. I stayed behind, and I timidly looked toward Sanan. Sanan looked back at me, and we locked eyes for a minute.
Do you think me as a demon as well? It is fine. Think of me as you will. However, I find it equally egregious for us to let him die willingly when there are other solutions to which we can look.
Well, I couldn't find the words. What would my doctor of a father have done?
My wish is for Toto to live. If you share this desire, then stay out of my way.
I think I'm going to say we'll leave it in your hands. Yeah.
We'll leave it in your hands.
Understood. Please take care of Heisuke.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Yukimura. Leave the rest to me. Toto certainly would not want you to see him in pain.
Before Sanan could go, I stood up and I ran back to my room. The attack on the watch, as well as the assassination of Ito, later became known collectively as the Aberono Koji incident. An unexpected turn from both the demons and the Satsuma from the trap laying resulted in a number of casualties for the Shinsengumi and the watch, including Heisuke's fatal wound. In order for Heisuke to live, he had no choice but to drink the water of life. While this was all going on, Chikage Kazuma took the time to strike at the heart of our compounds. The serum brought into the Shinsengumi by my father was now slowly eating all of them away. My heart began sinking from the weight of all of this. November 1867. Again. Sorry. I was making my way to the area of the compound the Furiko was restricted to, determined to speak with Sanan. I just really needed to talk to him about that night. Sanan. I spotted him alone in the hallway and called out to catch his attention.
Yukimura, what are you doing here?
My appearance seemed to have flustered him. Toward me quickly, eyes scanning in every direction.
You didn't forget you were recently attacked by Furies, did you? I'm surprised no one informed you that you shouldn't come here unattended.
I'm sorry, but I really needed to speak with you. He must have caught something from the tone of my voice, because he paused and thought for a moment. The words when they came were slow and deliberate.
Yukimura, I'm sorry, but I cannot converse with you here. A few are currently in an unstable state at the moment, and there is much work to be done.
You're right. I'm sorry to have bothered you. Of course he would be busy. I felt horrible for not realizing it before coming. I bowed to excuse myself. With a strained laugh, he leaned in and whispered,
I will stop by your room later. We can discuss things in detail there.
Speechless, I could only nod. I returned to my room after an indeterminate time, as if hours had passed when it likely wasn't very long. I heard a soft voice outside my door. We settled inside my room, and Sanan began to speak.
I assume you wish to ask about Okita and Toto, correct?
Yes.
Unfortunately, I'm not allowing anyone to see them until they stabilize.
His voice was matter-of-fact, and his expression brooked no argument.
The process of becoming a Fury includes a period of rejection by the body. No one would want to be seen in such a state.
I understand.
I know you are likely feeling conflicted, but you must remember, regardless of how it occurred, they themselves chose to take the water of life.
His tone had lost its flatness. Now it was almost as if he was trying to convince me.
Toto reached for it because he sustained a mortal wound. His desire to live was such that he made his choice. We've known each other for a very long time, so I'm glad he survived, but I have a feeling he will come to question whether his decision was the correct one.
His brow wrinkled and his eyes lowered. I could see clear concern for Heisuke on his face. He was truly worried about him. Sanan blinked as if just remembering I was there, and then rushed to reassure me.
The progress is going well. There is no need to worry.
Okay. The words were kind, though the tone was cold and clinical. It was as if he was building a wall between us, pushing me away. He would have never done anything like that before. His demeanor seemed colder now, crueler.
Some fate. I thought it'd be enough if I turned into a fury.
Huh? The self-derision and pain was surfaced in his laugh, tore at my heart. His voice lowered to a mumble.
I made sure I was prepared for everything before I chose to take this path. I had no fear of myself changing. However, I had hoped. I'd wished that they would never have to go through this.
Sanan. I'm going to let you guys go here. I hope you are enjoying, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.